Yo, what's banging? This is Nutso, and I'm checking out Animal Status. You already know what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Animal Status only on Shade 45. My name is DJ Wonder, and I gotta start the fire over there. Hold on, because we have a special guest entering the Midnight Society tonight, all the way from New York City. His name is Nutso. What's up, Nutso? How you doing, man?
Yo, what's going on, world? What's going on, hip hop music world? Serious? What's going on, Wonder?
Oh man, I've known Nutso for a long time now, right? It's been a while. And we're finally getting to do this Animal Status thing. I'm glad you're able to join us tonight, man. So right now, let's talk about where Nutso is from. Flushing, Queens. Were you born and raised there, or that's just where you're at?
Yeah, Flushing in Corona, Queens. That's the hometown, man. My family. They came out here from Dominican Republic back in the 60s and 70s, and we started migrating throughout the whole New York City and East Coast, man.
Right. What's the difference if somebody was traveling to Flushing, Queens now, or Corona, Queens now, 2021, than back when you were growing up? What's the difference, do you think?
Oh man, the poverty back in the days was crazy, bro. Is now with all these new infrastructures and stuff, they done fixed everything up. But the violence, the crime, it's still there. But the good memories as well. You know, I grew up right in between Flushing Meadow Park. So that was Flushing, Queens, Flushing Meadow, Corona Park. So I'm like right in the middle, bro. I'm two towns in one borough, man.
All right. And so people that don't know, name some legends that may have come out of your area that they might have heard of before.
Oh, coming out of my area, man, you got Coogee Rap, the Beatnuts, Nori, Royal Flush, Mike Geronimo, Large Pro, Nutso. I mean, the
That's
list
right.
goes on. And, yeah, that's just in that little area because Queens is the big ass borough.
That's what I was going to ask you. So this is worldwide, but most people have heard of Queens, New York City. Do you think it gets the respect, not from hip hop in general, because there's a million great MCs that have come out of Queens, but I'm talking about hip hop today, maybe artists of today. Do you think Queens gets its respect due in 2021?
Of course, man. I mean, 50 is the proof in the pudding. Look at that, bro. I mean, doing movies. He came out the gutter, Southside Jamaica, Queens. I mean, his story is extraordinary. His journey is bananas. So that's one inspiration right there, bro. You know, for those who don't know about Queens, besides, the head generals Run DMC and LL Cool J. I mean, the list goes on. But 50 and the genre now for these young kids in our generation, like I could say 50 Cent, bro. Like he's done it all, bro, in such a short time.
And I think the different series of Power have kind of like shown the neighborhoods around there as well. So that's interesting for people to see that. So on Father's Day, you put out a picture of your dad, and you said Mr. Tambora, Mr. Conga, Mr. Salsa, Mr. Merengue, Mr. Soul. Was he a musician, and was that your inspiration for becoming a musician?
Yeah, my father, man, since he was young, man, he used to play with the drumsticks and the drums. He used to back in the country, they used to make shit out of liquero, meaning skin, cow skin and all of that. And they made their own drums and everything. So that shit's been in the blood, bro. Like I seen my father as a youngin'. He told me stories back in the days when Hector Lavoe, like he done opened up for Hector Lavoe in after hour joints and all of that. Like
yeah. So it's in the blood for Nutso. And speaking of blood, on the song Watch Me Win, that's a recent one that you put out. See the Cuban produced that. You talk about having a 380 on your waist and watching out for the Jakes. And then you're also many of your past albums and songs have included red imagery. What's up, man? Is there a street background that happened before rapping?
Yeah, obviously, man. Like I said, growing up in Corona and Flushing, Queens, man, it was hard. A whole environment, a lot of violence. I mean, I'm Dominican, and in my neighborhood, it was mixed, very diverse. I grew up with Chinese dudes, Italian, black, Spanish, you name it, bro. Our shit was fucked up, bro. I'm just glad to be alive, especially the gang influence. I mean, New York is a big influence. So there was always gangs in New York. And in my neighborhood, we was always a part of something. You know how it is growing up. You always want to be a part of something. As you get older, you start to let it go. But I I've been through it, man. I've been locked up, programs, you name it, bro. I mean, I'm just glad to be alive, bro. You know, it's like sometimes I'm tired of talking about it because it's like it's always that same story. You know, I was a gangster and I did this and I did that. You get tired of exploiting that shit, but at the end of the day, it's reality, man. It's what I've been through, you know?
Yeah, so eventually, I'm guessing you're choosing music over any of that activity or going back to the streets. But is it hard to kind of live this quote unquote rapper lifestyle now and not have it and mess with your life? You know, you're always at parties, you're always around people who might not have the best intentions. Is it hard to kind of keep the two separate?
It's scary, man, and that's where the gangs come in, you know, because me growing up, I grew up around a lot of killers and wolves, and you know, a lot of them, they felt my aura, and we did dirt together. And it's like, oh, all right, Nut, you performing this week or whatever? All right, we gonna come through, and they might actually come through to hold me down and have fun, but there's always gonna be that one motherfucker to ruin the show, bro. So, I mean, look, for instance, Wonder, the top celebrities to this day. They're rolling around with security. And you know that old saying like back, oh, y'all niggas is pussy rolling around saying, hey, listen, man, you need security. There's some crazy psycho motherfuckers over here that'll go up to you, ask you for an autograph and try to fucking stab you in your neck. So you gotta always be prepared for the worst. It's fucked up. Like you said, this is the game that we live in, but I was already used to it in the streets, you know, growing up in the streets, going to parties. You could have the best interest in going to go see a girl or hang out with some friends, but your friend probably fucking beat the shit out of somebody or caught a body a month ago, and they might not be too fond of you in the neighborhood when you go to that area. So that's something you always got to look out for. But I think that's just the way we grow up, man. I mean, that's going to follow you forever. So, you know, it is what it is, man.
Nutso, how long have you been independent?
Since 1997. I met Ron Mills and Cuban. And we just set it off. It was a couple of artists that's fucking with us. We had this independent label, KME, Combined Minds Entertainment. We moved up to Paul Pocket Music, was like the production. And then 10 years, 15 years down the road, we came up with No Label, Just Us. And there's been us ever since, man.
Have you ever, I'm sure you've probably been in rooms with people that may have wanted to sign you, but were you ever very close to being on a major label?
We had like Universal, Electra, a couple of people hollering at us, but it just never happened, man. Like I said, I was in the streets wilding out, Wonder, man. I'm just glad I'm alive and changed my life, bro. Like I wasn't too focused, man. That's why I got 6 years without drinking, man. So, and things are changing, man. In these 6 years, I fucking bought a house, got a new fucking career. I'm fucking producing now. Like, it's crazy, bro. So much you can do when you off of fucking drugs and wilding out, man.
Wow, that's good for everybody listening to Animal Status right now to know, straight from the mouth of Nutso. How hard is it to get features when you're not on a major label? Like, how do you go about getting that?
Yo, Wonder, so now this is how it goes down. When you was asking me about that street credibility, I mean, that right there is at the top of the list, man. And then your lyricism, man. Like, you know, I came from the New Eurekan Poets Poets Cafe, man, from the underground, freestyling with outside of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe with fucking Mos Def, Talib Kweli, AL Skills, Wordsworth, Thurston Howard III. Like, this is what we was doing. And these guys were on vinyl already. Like, this is during the time we was going to Fat Beats and shit. And I was just trying to get on as a unsigned artist, you know, walking around the streets of New York, selling my demos, sending them to Eclipse. Everybody, you name it, even to you, Wonder, you remember?
I remember, man. So yeah, you got to put in the work, and eventually, I guess the reputation allows you to have those certain things. Now, I noticed Instagram, you've been very active, but Twitter, you didn't post at all during you ended in February 2020, right before the pandemic hit. So how did the pandemic affect you, man? I heard that you're producing now. We'll talk about that a little later. Is that something you picked up during that, and how did you keep busy?
Yeah, I actually picked up. I was working in the medical field for a while, you know, doing the music and the medical shit. And when that pandemic shit happened, I still had the JO. I was good. And music, you know, that's 24 hours. But I was like, damn, we can't hit no arenas, no shows. We can't travel. What the fuck's going on? And that's when my spidey senses started ticking in. And it was like how you said before, from my father playing the tambora and all of that. I never really been like computer savvy as far as with production on beats. So I was scared to touch those machines, but I was always in the rooms with Ron Mills, Cuban, and, you name it. Your top-notch producers, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was always curious. Like I said, watching my pops play the drums and the congas, and when he used to drink, it would be Friday nights, Saturday nights. I'll just sit there looking at him like, what the fuck is he doing with his drums? I said, this sounds nice, but now I know the reason why I used to get kicked out of school in kindergarten, first grade for banging on the table. So it was always in me, man. I just had to experiment, and here we are now, bro.
Right.
I'm loving it.
Now, is there one song that you, like, when you finished recording it, you're like, yo, this is it. This is the one that's going to blow up crazy, and you just knew it, but then for some reason it didn't take off? Was there one that you recorded that you thought was going to be the one?
I'm going to be honest. I feel all my records is like that, man.
So how do you keep putting out music? Because I know a lot of times, like, if I do something and I hope it like goes viral or picks up, and then nobody cares about something that I personally do, it brings you down a little bit, and like it makes you not want to put something else out. You're like, I'm not going to give my gift to the world. Then how about that? So how do you keep going?
That's real. I mean, it's a little discouraging, like you said. You know what I'm saying? It'll break some motherfuckers' hearts after a while, but you just got to keep pushing, because what I noticed with no label, like you said, I've never been signed to no fucking label. No machine done back me up. And I've been rapping forever. Since 1997, I just started going to the studio. You know what I'm saying? As a youngin'. And I stayed consistent. And people were calling me from Spain to go do shows. Like, I was on fucking tour with the Beatnuts, fucking Wu-Tang, Elder Sensei, Redman, at 21, 22. 25, 26 with no label, bro. Just Raw Mills and Cuban and me, bro. Us three fucking kids from Queens, bro. Like, that is, it's impeccable. It's crazy to think about it, but that's what kept me going. Even when I got locked up, like, Raw Mills and Cuban was sending me letters, like, from niggas from Russia, Netherlands, Spain, Japan, like, Nutso, when you coming out with another joint? I'm like, damn, these niggas only bought like 20 vinyls, but fuck it, here we go again. And it just kept progressing and getting better and better,
Nice. So you gotta
have that faith and that hope, bro. And the pieces of the puzzle all connect, man. I mean, forget a Grammy, yo. What the fuck is a trophy, bro? Look, one of the illest athletes. Come on, bro.
The new song "Headshot," produced by you. We talked about that. We see the production equipment behind you. In the past, you've worked with C the Cuban. He's produced a lot of your songs before, and you've worked with a lot of different producers. And so I guess your father's influence, but then also was being in the studio. Did you ever feel like, hey, man, I think hold on, I need you to rearrange that. This is how it needs to go. Is that what you were doing when you would sit and watch them make beats?
Yeah, actually, sitting around, like I said, man, from fucking Mighty Vic from Ghetto Pros, produced for niggas' favorite fucking artists in the world, shout outs to SBK, one of Nori's producers. He produced for me too. Just watching all of them work in the studio, and Raw Mills and Cuban as well, bro. Like, it was crazy being in the studio, looking at them, touching at them fucking pads, seeing them all the sequences and programs out of that little ass screen. And I give it up to those producers, because I'm looking at this big ass screen I got now, and I'm like, I got lucky. I just came in time.
That's how I feel about kids who are able to have Fruity Loops when they're in like elementary school. I wish I would have had a program that was when I really wanted to start making beats, but you had to buy mad equipment. You know how it was. You had to buy, and it was a big investment. Now everybody gets the chance to kind of jump on it. So now you're feeling ignited, and like this is something new that you want to get into.
Yes. Especially the production side. As you get older too, you want to fuck with the youngins and mold them in the right way. This hip hop shit is, like I said, very discouraging and overwhelming, and the wrong people could guide you the wrong way, bro. So you got to have that good support network.
Yeah, and then you have a joint album with C the Cuban coming out in 2022, right? And you're gonna have some new artists on there.
We're going to have some new artists on there. Me and Cuban are going to collaborate and do a, versus type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably going to rap like on 2 or 3 of the joints. And that'll be an album coming out for 2022. And I'm also working on an album with El Mesui. He's a Latin artist from Spain. And he's actually one of the first guys to take me on tour in Spain in 2002. We went out there with the Beatnuts. He took Capadonna out there, Big Noid from Mobb Deep. And the rest is history, bro. We stay connected. And we're working on an album right now. It's gonna be in Spanglish, so look out for that, y'all. You know, that Dominican tribal essence is about to come out of Nutso. El diablo, mi mano.
That's right, baby. Let's talk about the video for Headshot real quick, which just came out. You're in Queens shooting a lot of stuff, and you have a lot of your friends there with you, and you're on a rooftop. I always wonder, like, what do you tell everybody, like, before you're about to shoot this shot? Like, yo, all right, guys, I need you to just look tough, or you can do a little hand motions or something. What do you tell everybody, or is it just natural?
Wonder's natural. Like I said, I grew up in an environment with a whole bunch of fucking lunatics, so it's just like, yo, you drink some Henny, you sit over there with the weed. The guy with the G units, make sure they don't get exposed on the camera. No, man, that's it.
I got you. It features actress Eva Laura on there. How do you get an actress to come on set? And has she ever heard any of your music before that video?
Yeah, Eva Laura actually met her at another radio show about 3-4 years ago. She kept in contact, and she was actually going to be in the Rest in Peace Prodigy video, Don't Test My Crown.
Mm-hmm.
That's on the Red Sunday album. I'm fully produced by Domingo, and she couldn't make it. She had to do a little, I thought it was like some trailer movie scene shit up in Pennsylvania. She couldn't make it during that time. So we stayed in contact, and she was like, hey, you looking for a model? And I was like, yo, listen, we're filming a video like in 2 weeks, and we kept her in mind. It was going to be her and another girl. She couldn't make it, but hey, man, we made the best of it. And
now, do you plan on, or I don't know, maybe you have directed any of your videos in the past, or do you plan on getting into directing? And who would be, besides yourself, your dream artist to do a video for?
Dream. Well, as far as directing, I don't even want to step in that realm right now. As assistant director, yeah. Mm-hmm. But listen, Wonder, just producing beats right now, that's just a lot, bro. You know what I'm saying? As an MC and producing, now I got to get into the engineering side. So directing, that shit is way in the near future right now. I'd rather leave that shit to motherfuckers that direct, but I could assist you. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. And any artists that you would have a good treatment for, something that you think you could capture?
Hell yeah, man. Shit. Kendrick Lamar, Game, Jada, Jim Jones, even fucking Pharoah Monch, man. I got some shit, man. I got some shit.
You have a song from this producer out of Germany called Watson or Watson. How do you say his name?
It's Watson, Marvin Watson from Germany.
Right. It's called
I call him Watson.
Necktie with Conway the Machine, baby. Conway the Machine, and M. Dot is on there as well. And then also you talked about the collaborative album you have with El Mesui from Spain. Now, when did you start traveling overseas, and why is that important to see other countries, do you think?
Oh, listen, man. For all the local MCs out there trying to, expand your brand, bro, listen. Even without them paying you for a show, man, just take a flight out there, see what's going on. Just networking to take you a lot of places, bro. And that's how we set it off. But my first trip was in Sweden. I went to Stockholm in 1999, and I performed out there with DJ Vietnam, this MC called DJ Petter. He was famous out there during that time, and it was crazy, bro. Like, I went out there for like 4 or 5 days, and I was like, yo, I can't believe I'm in fucking Europe, bro. Yeah. Sleeping over this DJ's crib. Then we slept over these girls' cribs. And I was just like, yo, I love this shit. I got to do this shit more often. But, it was the music, too. And I only had like a single out. I think I was promoting it on Stretch and Barbito show. And they were playing my demo for like 2 weeks. And that shit took me all the way to Sweden, bro. It was crazy. Shout out to DJ JCNY. He got me out there. And when I went to Spain, Cuban made that connect because Mesui was looking to fuck with some artists from Queens, and he wanted to do a joint with me, Nutso. I was Nutrageous during that time before I made the transition to Nutso, and he did a joint with Psycholes from the Beatnuts, and that got us on our first tour out there. And then I just kept going back. I went to the Canary Islands, performed with Redman. Like, yo, shout out to all my peoples out there in Spain and Madrid, all my Africans. You already know. Gente jodida, Goyo, El Mesui, what up?
If you had to pick one place, country, city, anything outside of the U.S. where you had to live the rest of your life, where would you pick?
Damn, besides those volcanoes, but just Hawaii was beautiful, bro.
Oh yeah. Well, that's still the U.S. Yeah. That's still the U.S. But yeah, it's a great place to be, man.
Yeah, all right. Besides the U.S., I can say the Canary Islands, man. Canary Islands.
Wow.
Because that's right in the middle of Spain and Africa. That shit felt like a fucking portrait, bro. I didn't even think I was in real time.
Yeah.
Even the plane just landed in the Canary Islands. That shit looked like straight out of a movie, but it wasn't a movie. It was real life, bro.
Right. So
paradise.
Canary Islands, man. Nutso, you can start the Canary Islands hip hop scene. You can be the founding pioneer down there. So check this out, man. I'm sure you've been around a lot of parties, industry people. You've been in the game for a while. Is there something that you've seen somebody do to make it or to become popular that you would never do?
Yeah, that's definitely yeah, a lot of these dudes are selling their soul, bro, yeah. Man. I mean, you know what I'm saying, taking it to the next. I'm not gonna dress like a woman. I mean, if you feel like a woman, that's on you. You could dress like one, but just to sell records, not doing it, man.
Right.
That chapter would not be in my book.
All right, man. Well, how about this? If you had to do one thing over in your life, you had to take one thing back, what would you take back out of anything?
I don't know, because I wouldn't be me, man.
You wouldn't. It might be a different path.
I wouldn't be me. Yeah. I don't want to take nothing, because then I wouldn't even be here talking to you.
All right, man. Like, so he's no regrets, Nutso. That's his new name. No regrets, Nutso, baby.
6 years. Listen, 6 years without drinking, no coke, no pills in my system. I smoke my little bud. I'm not perfect, but it's been treating me well, bro. I'm healthy, exercising, doing beautiful music, and now we're about to take over the game with this production shit, bro.
Nice. So I guess that's what we can look forward to in 2021. New production, a couple new songs with artists from outside of the U.S. I got to put the fire out over there. We're officially welcoming him into the Midnight Society, and let people know where they can find you on Instagram or anywhere. What do they look for?
At Nutso, PPM, everything. And if you can't find it there, just open the door in the bathroom, and I'm inside the hamper waiting for your mama, nigga.
He's like the candy man. Watch out for Nutso PPM. All right, man. We're going to play Necktie, and then we're putting the fire out, and we're getting out of here, man. It's Animal Status only on Shade 45.
Animal Status.